Hey guys, time to chill out with Sub-07 and welcome back to Let's Play Pokemon Crystal. Last time, we finally did it. We finally completed our entire team. Stark finally got what he always wanted and evolved into Scizor, and we proceeded to use his newfound steel power to absolutely annihilate Lieutenant Surge after a bit of a fumble up the start line. This time, it's time to head north. On to Route 6. There is tall grass here, which means there's wild encounters, but there's nothing new that we haven't seen before. And the only trainers here are these two guys. While we're doing this, however, there's something I want to talk about. Gen 2, if you didn't know this, the back half is rather open-ended in the sense of you can tackle gyms in any order you want. Ish. Unlike most any other Pokemon generation, with the exception of maybe Generation 9 with Paldea, gyms are not going to scale their levels too much, so you are free to tackle them in just about any order you can, whenever you want, as soon as you get there. And there's no barricades, with one exception blocking access to things. As a result, we have free reign to decide where we're going next. But I think for now, the starting point for us, after getting through Vermilion and Surge, of course, is to head directly north to the next city, Saffron City. Originally, that was the 5th/6th gym, depending on when you decided to go do it, because there was a little bit of non-linearity to Gen 1. But here, it's basically the 2nd gym for us. Which will be interesting to deal with. One thing I do think is really cool about Gen 2 is that since this is a direct sequel, you can see how the gym leaders of Kanto have changed up their strategy since you last got here. Because they'll have, like, the old reliables from the last time you saw them, but they'll be much stronger and have new friends along to play. So Surge, of course, has a tried and true Raichu, but he's got Magneton, he's got Electrodes, and he's got Electabuzz, which is different. But for now, let's head this way. There's no other wild trainers to worry about. Wild trainers, no. There's no other trainers to worry about, and all the wild encounters are Pokemon we've encountered before. There is technically 2 ways forward, though, because there's a direct route to Saffron, and there's the underground path that passes under Saffron and cuts through to the north. We could technically do either of those at any time. But instead I'm going to zap this rat real fast. And I also think it's just more in our favor to go to Saffron City first. Mainly because it's right there, and I'm gonna be honest, we have a very, very easy time, assuming that things go how I expect they would, because we have a dark type on our team. Let's put Cordelia up front. Stark establishing dominance last time meant that we didn't have to worry about that. However, the road is closed until the problem at the power plant is solved. That is your deciding factor. That is the one thing that technically closes off routes for you. The power plant is on the fritz. Power plant from Gen 1 being an area sort of in between Cerulean farther north and Lavender Town in the east. We can't go there yet, but keep that in mind as the sort of target for now. That's the one place we gotta worry about that isn't tied to just doing gym challenges. Welcome to Saffron City, home of the Magnet Train. That's what I'd normally say, but the Magnet Train isn't running now. It's not getting any electricity because there's something wrong with the power plant. Case in point, the power plant is going to come up a lot as the overarching problem. But for now, welcome to Saffron. The most hustle and bustling city in Kanto. Makes sense, it's smack dab in the middle of the place. Silphco, the office building. Back in the day, this was the first huge dungeon. This was actually a city dungeon. Welcome, this is Silphco's head office building. Originally, you were unable to... Well, originally you could explore all over the place with this because Team Rocket had infiltrated it, but they've beefed up security. Only employees are allowed to go upstairs. But since you came such a long way, have this neat little souvenir. They give you the upgrade. A very important item for something that we can't do just yet. It's Silphco's latest product. It's not for sale anywhere yet. That will be important, but not yet. There's a good few spots that we can explore around Saffron City, though. For one thing, there's Mr. Psychic's house right there. Let's just do a bit of a loop around to check that out. And see what he's got for us. Hello there. Doesn't seem like much of a talker. I got it. You wanted this. Showing up and talking to this guy, he gives you TM29, which, as you probably guessed, is Psychic. It may lower the target's special defense. Psychic is the best psychic attack in the game. It's incredibly powerful, and it has a chance to lower your opponent's special defense, making it even better. However, what makes it even scarier is we have a Pokemon that can learn it. Artemis could learn Psychic if he put his mind to it. I don't know if we're going to go through with that. It would give us an answer to fighting types since we don't really have that outside of flying attacks. But keep that in mind. That is an option for Umbreon. There's a place called Trainer House in Viridian where trainers gather from all over the place. Interesting. I suppose we'll have to look into that whenever we get to Viridian. Honestly, I'm just kind of vibing with the background music, to be honest with you. I just love this track. A lot of the Kanto tracks for Johto, specifically, I think sound really good. Right here, the Saffron City Magnet train station. They said this place isn't working right now. If it was working, it would connect you all the way back to Goldenrod, giving you another way to get back. I'm sorry, but the Magnet train isn't operating now. Unfortunate. The Magnet train is a super modern rail liner that uses electricity and magnets to attain incredible speed. However, if there isn't any electricity, yeah, that kind of complicates things, doesn't it? There's also this house down here, though, that I think we need to check out. My daughter likes to mimic people. Her mimicry has earned her the nickname Copycat around here. My daughter is so self-centered. She only has a few friends. Well, maybe if she didn't copy everyone else, it wouldn't be so bad, but let's talk to her. Oh. Hi, do you like Pokemon? No, I just asked you. Huh? You're strange. Quit mimicking? Well, that's my favorite hobby. Is there a Pokemon? It's only a doll. Yeah, Copycat here. Kind of a recurring character, actually. She was in the first generation as well, but her house was farther up in the northwest corner for this place. It was then torn down to make room for the Magnet train. Hi, Dodrio. Mirror, mirror on the wall, who's the fairest one of all? Good question. But I believe if we talk to her specifically with something else, there is something in particular about Copycat we can learn. There's two dolls. Let's see. Because there's supposed to be a little bit of a side quest you can do with her specifically. Lissy! Ooh, we haven't really seen any of those. I suppose we'll have to keep looking for that, because I know that is important, but I guess it just hasn't popped up yet. What else we got? Hello? Going into an alley for the first time makes me sort of anxious. Well, then why'd you go in there, you idiot? Alleys are where bad things happen, obviously. A little girl who is an expert at mimicking people lives here. She even mimics the people she's conversing with. It's confusing. Yeah, I'd also find that kind of confusing. But there's two other things of note around here. There is, of course, the gym, which I mentioned already, which is home to Sabrina, the Psychic Master. But there's a second gym. Which one is which? Well, this one is actually the Fighting Dojo. A place we kind of have experience with already. Hello. Karate King, the Fighting Dojo's master, is in a cave in Johto for training. Yeah, Karate King Kyo is actually the guy who runs and operates the Fighting Dojo. As a result, since he's off training, no one's really using this place. At least in Gold, Silver, Crystal. In Heart Gold and Soul Silver, after you've defeated gym leaders, you can access their phone number and call them, and they might just show up here for a rematch, with better teams across the board. You can also grab this Focus Band for our trouble, which is an item that can sometimes prevent you from dying in one hit. Any gym leader that you've already beaten and have called before has a chance to show up here. This is your best spot to get run-back matches, because everyone will bring a full team of 6, and they're way stronger. Pretty cool, honestly. This was the first real time we had big rematches like this, because Ruby, Sapphire, Emerald had that as an option. Kind of. You had to be really weird about calling on the phone and such, but it wasn't so bad. Here, it's just, they show up there. Yo, champ of the making! The trainer as sealed as you doesn't need to be told how to deal with Psychic-type Pokemon, right? I expect great things from you. Good luck. I actually don't know if we're gonna do Sabrina's gym right now. There's a few other places I want to explore, actually. I heard there's trouble blowing at the power plant. Let's check out the mart. Welcome, may I help you? Here we go. There's some good spots to pick up items as well. There's still different kinds of mail, because of course there is. But if you want to get more Great Balls and Ultra Balls, this is a good spot to pick it up. Every area in Kanto is going to have the option to get Great and Ultra Balls, which, that's pretty convenient. Is there anything else around here, though? Because I feel like there is, but I'm not remembering what it is exactly. There's a place called Oh, yeah. Okay, you're a trainer house guy. We've already been around here. In that case, hop on the bike. And let's also be sure to stop by the Pokemon Center real fast, because we haven't actually stopped by there yet. Silphco's head office and the Magnet train station. They're the places to see in Saffron. I mean, I guess. What are Johto's Pokemon Centers like? Oh, I see. So they're not much different from the ones in Kanto. I can go to Johto without worrying then. Yeah, pretty much. They're basically the same thing. I don't think we really took, any damage. Well, might as well. And thankfully, since Saffron is smack dab in the middle of the Kanto region, as we can see from our map, you have free reign to go just about anywhere. The only issue is you can't go east of Vermilion because there's a Snorlax blocking the way. Technically speaking, if you wanted the fastest route to unlock everything, you want to head straight north to Cerulean. I don't really think we need to worry about that too much, because we're gonna see the sights anyway. It's only fair that we slowly but surely work our way around here. And you know what? Because I feel like we're not gonna get an easier opportunity for it, why not? Let's go pummel Serena real fast. Or Sabrina. This is actually the same challenge as it used to be in the Kanto games. And unlike Surge's Gym, you don't get the easy skip out of it, unfortunately. The power of all those you defeated comes to me! You're gonna be dealing with a bit of a warp maze. Every panel sends you somewhere, but you gotta work your way to Sabrina in the middle. Luckily, all of the Pokemon here are Psychic types, and there are ways to deal with Psychic types. Plus, it's not like a Drowsy's gonna give us much trouble. Drowsies are not even all that good to begin with. Bam! Nice. Hypno? Okay, that's slightly better. I actually don't know if we've seen a Hypno before, which is kind of strange to think about now that I really ponder that. Huh. But for sure we'd already seen one, but I don't recognize that sprite, so maybe not. But yeah, it's sort of weird. Since everyone got stronger in the transition between generations, I guess discounting one, but we'll have to talk about that another time, all the gym leader trainers are actually decently competent as well. Because you might think, oh, are gyms like Pewter City still pretty weak because of the first gym? No. Everyone is around the same level scaling of mid-40s to late 40s. Because they expect you to be doing this in any order you want. This is unfortunately not like what Paldea does, where Paldea clearly has a set defined order. You can just do it out of order if you wanted to, which I have technically done before. Like my first playthrough of Paldea, I did not do Tulip last. She's supposed to be the last one, but I think I did Grusha last. Alright. Let's see if I remember this old maze, though, because there's a lot of stuff to this maze. It's 9 rooms in total, which, if you've ever played Generation 6, is kind of similar with Valerie's gym. But shouldn't be too big of an issue. Mr. Mime. You can handle this, Cordy. Admittedly, one issue I do have with post-game for Gen 2 is that the gym leaders and the trainers for the areas are stronger. The wild Pokemon aren't, which is a bit of a downside. They're not nearly as strong as they would be to be good experience fodder, so you just kind of have to accept that. Hello, spinning eggs. Which unfortunately also means that the idea of wanting to pick up a new team member or such inside of the Kanto region is a bit of a weakness. If you try and do that, you're going to spend a lot of time making them stronger, and you're going to essentially cripple the other guys for getting stronger for a bit. It might be worth it in very specific circumstances, but for the most part, I don't recommend you pick up Pokemon in the Kanto region for your main team. You need to lock in your main 6 before that. That being said, there are a couple ones that might be worth considering when you get the chance. Because there are still plenty of encounters that we've not seen yet that are worth considering. Level up. Nice. That's better. That's what I wanted. I was no match. Nope. Which is somewhere around here is the correct access point to get to Sabrina in the middle. I do not remember where it is, though. So, We're gonna slowly but surely work our way in there. Medium Doris. Hello, Slowpoke. I feel like this one might actually not be a good idea for Cordelia to face, so let's go to Current. Yeah, that's probably why. Because again, Cordelia's got amazing physical defense. Special defense is not so much, so maybe it's a good idea to do something like this. Zap. I do intend to give Current a stronger electric move at some point. It's just, Spark is still doing its job, and I haven't felt the need to power up just yet. Maybe at some point, but not yet. Slowbro. Bit stronger. I don't know why. I love the animation of Slowbro realizing that his tail has the shelter on it, and he's like, huh, how'd that get there? And just immediately goes back to going whoa at you. Just whoa! Get out of here. Missed that disable. You deserve to die for that. Easy experience. Though I read you, I still lost. Let's keep moving. Looks like the only trainer we haven't dealt with yet is this guy, who we can pretty easily take care of it. Psychic Power is the power of your soul. I can kinda see it. Admittedly, one thing I always did find kind of weird is that Psychic types sort of have some overlap with Fairy types. Hi, Kadabra. In that mystical power is just kind of the thing they have, but for Psychic it's more about ESP than anything. I understand that. Uh-oh. Oh god. That might be bad. Well, no, Steel resists Psychic, I'm fine. But I feel like Fairy kind of got to be magic, quote-unquote, where for a long time Psychic kind of also was magic, but they just kind of dumped that into the Fairy type in Generation 6 onward. I don't mind that personally, I just find it a bit odd. That was all you got, dude? Your soul has more power than mine. No, I just have a nice bird. Alright, you're around here somewhere. We're gonna figure out this panel shit eventually. There we go. Alright, top left corner, bottom left warp panel is how you get to Sabrina. Wonderful. Am I feeling up to this, honestly? Yeah. I'm gonna be honest, I think we got this in the bag. Let's do this. I knew you were coming. 3 years ago, I had a vision of your arrival. You're after my badge. I don't enjoy battling, but it's my duty as a leader to confer badges on anyone who has proven him or herself worthy. Since you wish it, I will show you my psychic powers. Sabrina! This will be interesting. Sabrina is kind of a interesting character, we'll go with. She's very, very powerful in lore. In the anime, she's the most brick-shittingly terrifying person to run into. Mainly because, God, she will absolutely tear you to shreds. Don't let that scare you too much, to be honest, because here, it's just not nearly as bad. She leads with Espeon, a new addition to her team that she did not have in the first gen because Espeon didn't exist yet. Espeon is level 46, a Psychic type with Sand Attack, Quick Attack, Swift, and Psychic. It does have Psychic, which is powerful, but I can fly. Let's see how much damage this does, because I do resist. Ow! And you are faster than me, so you're going to miss the next attack. But the thing is, there's a crippling weakness to Sabrina's team. A very, very big one. And its name is Dark types. Dark is immune to Psychic, as we know, meaning you can't touch me, meaning this is going to be very, very fun. I have Fan Attack, you can't avoid me. Suffer. In the battle between Psychic and Darkness, Darkness always wins. The most that Espeon can do is rely on Swift or Quick Attack to get some sort of damage on you. But those are the only non-psychic attacks that her team has. Get out of here. What I'm saying is this is a power trip and vindication for any time Sabrina ever fucked you over if you have a Dark type now. Next up is Mr. Mime. I don't think we need to switch. I think we can just stay in. Mr. Mime is level 46, a Psychic type with Barriers, Reflect, Baton Pass, and Psychic. He's gonna try and set up, but also this is a female Mr. Mime, so enjoy the brain bleach for a second as you ponder how that works. Mr. Mime just wants to get as much stat buffs as it can and then tag out to her strongest Pokemon, which is waiting in the wings. Case in point, she's immediately dipping. The problem is that's not going to help you with Alakazam. Her strongest Pokemon at level 48, Psychic type with Recover, Future Sight, Psychic, and Reflect. It really can't do much to you because I am a Dark type and you can't touch me. The most it can do is raise its defenses and spam Future Sight, which will do nothing. This fight is a power trip. She's going to use the Hyper Potion real fast to recover. That doesn't mean anything to me because I can just sit here all day. I can do this all day, crabs. She does have recover, though, which is a bit of a pain in the ass. Yeah, Sabrina used to be, like, the scariest gym leader to run into in Kanto because Psychic was undoubtedly the best type in Gen 1. And then Dark and Steel showed up and said, I resist and/or am immune. Get fucked. It's especially devastating now that, there's ghost types as well that no longer get hit with super effective damage from psychic moves. Because since there's at least one other ghost type now, there's something that can actually fight back. We might turn this into a bit of a stalling match, though, to be honest, because what else is Alakazam to do other than just hope to God I miss? Which is not going to happen because Feint Attack never misses. And your Reflect faded. I can do this all day. You can't escape this, Sabrina. She will eventually run out of recovers. When she does, all hell is going to break loose, and it's going to be very funny. I could really go for a critical hit, though, Artemis. It would be nice to speed this up. I suppose, though, I could switch to something else, because if she's just going to keep doing recover, she's going to try and drain all my Feint Attacks instead. Or I could go to Scizor. Yeah, if you're just going to keep doing that, I might as well, actually. This gives me a great idea. Let's Mud Slap it. And miss anyway. God damn it, Artemis. What do I pay you for? I'm not Mud Slapping it for the sake of anything other than just accuracy lowering, because it can't hurt us. So it's just going to keep spamming recover until it runs out. I'm doing this to stall the clock and make it blind. Just keep missing. Like, he's just gonna keep doing it. Oh, now you get the crit. Of course you do. Let's tag out. I think Stark can handle this from here. Especially because, since we're part Steel type now, we do resist. Swords Dance. Of course, you still get it even through all the Mud Slap accuracy lowerings, you bitch. Well, we do resist, which is nice. Get ready. Start swinging. Miss number one. Ow! Interesting, you still went for Psychic. I think you might be out of recovers at that point. Fury Cutter. No, you do still have Recover. I thought so. That's why I switched to Fury Cutter, because I figure, if you're gonna do that more, you're so desperate that you might not realize I can still kill you, because Fury Cutter gets stronger. There's no easy out for you, Alakazam. Get out of here. Nice. Always pays to have a good dark type and a good bug steel. All she's got left is that Mr. Mime. Let's go right back to Artemis and remind them who's boss. You'd think with a name like Mr. Mime, they would have made it impossible for Mr. Mime to be female, but I guess they didn't think that far ahead. Oops. Yes, you're using barrier to increase your defenses. Feint attack is a special attack. Perish. Good night, sweet princess. Bam! Easy does it. Ah, so close. But that takes care of Sabrina. Your power. It far exceeds what I foresaw. Maybe it is impossible to fully predict what the future holds. Okay, you win. You earned yourself Marsh Badge. That's badge number 2 for Kanto. You've overwhelmed me with your subliminal powers. Although I failed to accurately predict your power, this much I know to be true. You will become a celebrated and beloved champion. And yeah, she is at least aware that we are the champ. So, we got that going for us at least. We just gotta work our way back over here. There we go. Let's go back and heal. Because we're 2 badges in now, the question becomes, where do we go next? I'm thinking we might want to head up to Cerulean. 1, because Misty's next. And 2, that can put us on track to figure out what's going on at the power plant, which could be helpful for us. There's still a few places we can't directly go to, but we could technically go straight to Lavender or Celadon if we wanted. I think it's in our best interest to go to Cerulean first. Thank you, Nurse Joy. Let's just hop on that bike real fast. And right over here. Hello, sir. You're from Johto, aren't you? How do you like Kanto? It's nice, don't you agree? It's about the same as I remember it being. Welcome to Route 5. A pretty small but effective route to get us up to Cerulean. And I think this is where we'll stop for now. Next time, let's play Pokemon Crystal. It's on to Cerulean, and hopefully we'll deal with Misty and see what goes on from there. Till next time, ice out.